Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about moving far beyond what the world calls average and stepping into a life of actual, tangible financial margin. We're going to break down some pretty brutal financial realities so you can stop being a future statistic and start genuinely building wealth. Let's master the wealth milestone. So, picture this for a second. You log into your banking app on your phone, and right there on the screen is this crisp, massive five-figure balance, $50,000. Just looking at that number kind of makes you feel like you've finally made it, right? Like you've conquered the mountain. Okay, let's dive into this. Because here's a truth that might sting just a little bit. If that 50 grand is just sitting idle in a standard savings account, it is not the safety net you think it is. You're actually caught right in the middle of a financial safety trap. Look, don't get me wrong here. Reaching this milestone, it's a huge achievement, and I really want to validate your incredibly hard work to get there. Because looking at that balance creates this wonderful illusion of an impenetrable fortress. It feels like you never have to have those 3 a.m. panic sessions staring at the ceiling, wondering how you're going to pay for a sudden car repair or an unexpected medical bill. That relief, it's completely real. Section 1. How money rewires your brain. Now, if you're ready to get your money flowing in the exact right direction, go ahead and give this explainer a thumbs up. Let's look at how hitting these financial milestones literally alters our brain chemistry. Think about how this evolution actually happens. When you start at $0, every unexpected expense induces sheer panic. But when you hit that first $10,000, something amazing happens. Your cortisol levels actually drop. A blown tire goes from a full-blown crisis to just a mild annoyance. Then, when you cross the $20,000 threshold, you hit walking away money. Your brain fundamentally rewires itself to stop scanning for threats and start seeing opportunities. Section 2. The brutal math of cash. Once you cross that $20,000 mark, you're in the danger zone. The rules of the game fundamentally change from here on out. You see, the trap snaps shut when we just linger in survival mode way too long. Most people treat their big savings account like a cozy security blanket. But let's look ahead to 2026. A $50,000 blanket kept in a standard savings account, it's a blanket full of holes. If you leave your money stagnant, normal, everyday inflation just slowly destroys it. You're sitting there thinking you're totally secure, while the actual value of your money is quietly bleeding out. And man, here is the brutal math staring you right in the face. 0.01%. If your bank is paying you a pathetic interest rate like this and inflation is doing its normal thing, you are effectively paying the bank to watch your purchasing power completely disappear. If you aren't earning at least enough to beat inflation, your wealth is literally being destroyed every single day. No way around it. Now, what's really interesting about this is the opportunity cost. If you have 50 grand sitting completely idle, you're missing the exact moment your money should be doing the heavy lifting for you. You are turning off your wealth engine right as it enters the acceleration phase of compound interest. Think of it like this. Your first 20 grand usually takes about 19 months of insanely hard work. It's like pushing a massive wheelbarrow full of coins up a steep hill entirely by yourself. But because of compound math, the next 20,000 happens much, much faster. Why? Well, because your existing money is finally stepping out of the wheelbarrow to help you push. If your cash is locked in a zero-interest account, you're just doing all the heavy lifting alone. Section 3. The optimal sequence of flow. Let's outline the exact roadmap to escape the safety trap and avoid this silent wealth destruction. So, the crucial point is, you don't just guess what to do next. You follow a proven, logical sequence of operations. This 4-step flow dictates exactly where every single dollar should go to maximize your momentum. Let's break it down. Step 1 is securing the foundation, your emergency fund. For most of us, 3 to 6 months of living expenses comes out to roughly $20,000. Keep this money safe, but keep it in an accessible, high-yield account. You want it there when life happens, but you definitely don't want it totally stagnant. Moving to step 2, if you have high-interest debt, you have to kill it immediately. Credit cards charging 22% interest are absolute financial cancer. I mean, there's literally zero point in holding $50,000 in safety if you're simultaneously bleeding $1,800 a year in interest just to make a credit card company rich. Cut the cancer out. Step 3 is capturing guaranteed returns. If your employer offers a match, take it. Always. That match is a 100% immediate return on your investment. It is literal free money lying on the ground waiting for you to pick it up. Seriously, do not walk past free money. Next, we enter the tax optimization zone. And that brings us to the Health Savings Account, or HSA. The HSA is basically the ultimate Swiss Army knife of financial accounts because of its triple tax benefit. Your money goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and it comes out tax-free for medical expenses. You've got to maximize this incredible power before you even think about opening a standard taxable brokerage account.
Let's move to and see how this builds into step 4. You've got your $20,000 emergency fund locked in. Now take that excess $30,000 that was just sleeping in your savings and move it into a low-cost index fund using a tax-advantaged vehicle like an IRA or that HSA we just talked about. By doing this, you aren't just saving anymore. You're actively investing in your future freedom.
Section 4, the Wealth Builder Mindset. Let's talk about the psychological paradigm shift required to actually execute this sequence. There's a really stark contrast between two types of people here. This saver identity, it's driven entirely by fear. Specifically, the fear of not having enough. They just stay in a defensive crouch forever. But the wealth builder identity is driven by intentionality. A wealth builder looks at every single dollar they own as a soldier, and they send those soldiers out onto the battlefield to win more territory for their future. Listen, please don't be the person who is forced to work until age 70 simply because you were too safe to let your money actually grow. Real wealth isn't a massive stagnant pile of cash sitting in a bank vault. Real wealth is having margin. It's having freedom. It's the profound ability to know that you don't just own a car or a house, you own your time. And this brilliantly illustrates our smart money flow call to action. First, review your actual safety balance today. If you have more than 6 months of expenses sitting idle, it's time to act. Second, identify just one tax-advantaged vehicle, like an IRA or an HSA. And third, move your first growth contribution into that account this week. Stop being merely safe and start being smart. So, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative question to think about. What is your actual walking away number? And right now, today, are you actively letting it grow, or are you just letting it sit? Let me know your answer in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.